Running for your life, seeing your friends and family fall, and whatever the hell Pandora is. Amelia has found herself back at the seal, the gate, the frozen area within the forest. I think we can all tell where this is going. But from what we've seen so far, Pandora has a fun little ability. I'm not entirely sure on its extent, but it looks like she can somewhat affect reality itself, sending back the Archbishop of Greed as if he was never there. I have a feeling it's going to be used in a more nefarious fashion soon. I hope you're ready to undo the seal and peer within. Let's go. If she hadn't have ran straight to the door, what would Pandora have done? We've seen the future and what happens to the forest, but what's exactly behind that seal? This is going to take some getting used to. This has definitely got a style to it. Hopefully the amount of flame in this opening isn't foreshadowing anything. So, can we assume that quite a bit of the rest of this season is following Amelia? And getting rid of all of the rabbits is going to be difficult. Trying to see if there's anyone in the crowd. In a sense, yes. Okay. Are you just trying to placate a child? Or are they actually okay? As long as you get what you want. You see, if it was something they could give away so readily, then they wouldn't have needed to protect it for so long. And is this key a literal or metaphorical key? Does she really think that little child Amelia is going to be able to hide such an important detail like that? The calmness of her voice with the chill of knowing that she can probably destroy everything in the vicinity. Nothing good is going to come of all of this. Trying to comprehend all of this now is confusing, let alone as a little sproglet. How bright the scene is and how unsaturated the characters are almost makes it difficult to see. Oh. Which do you hold more dear, the promise or... I'm guessing Fortuna. There probably are other options, but you know, the fact that she's holding tight to her promises to this degree, even under so much duress. Um, yeah, Amelia was directly behind, so... Is that what she meant by observing the surroundings? Yeah, and you've pierced her with icicles several times by now. She's been reduced to mist and came back. Yeah, it does seem as though this is somewhat futile. That was cool. This bitch. The fact that she can warp people's perceptions of what they see as well as everything else. Why isn't she present in the current era of the show? It's nice that she's allowing them to have a conversation together. From so little, you can understand what Archie was going through there. How is this going to be broken? She seems so honest about that, how she's enjoying the scene in front of her, but the face and the emotion don't quite match. You've seen better days, Juice. This is not going to end well. He was so blinded. We can see what broke his mind now. Is is Pandora doing this passively or choosing what people perceive? There it goes. There's the crack in his voice. This! Not quite what he needs to hear right now. And he has become the very tool of her destruction. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to go easily, but for them to take each other out. How is she still able to talk? That thing looked like it pierced her lungs. And is this where she takes on the hair brooch as well? I don't believe there's any way she's just going to undo the seal so easily now, considering she's just lost her mother. Almost lost her mother. And when that arm falls, using her fringe to cover her face there. It's not unbridled sadness behind that expression, is it? And she never removed it and never forgot. What a lovely ice sculpture. Ooh! How many iterations and different ways are they going to use ice? Juice himself. Is this beyond Pandora's expectations? Ah. We can see exactly why and what throws everything in place now. At least the seal wasn't unbroken. Which means Pandora's still out there. So how does the trial and Echidna's influence here maintain those memories to create this scene if Pandora has removed it all? Any last words? Not sure that's a word. Yeah, and how is Amelia feeling about this entire thing? Okay. Why does Echidna look conflicted there? Does it mean that there's going to be a return to the forest as well? There's stepping forward from the past, but then you don't ever want to forget it. Hmm. Simple dreams. She's strangely composed. If she had have just caved and undid the seal, that's a good conviction to have. She's just finding new people to fight for. Can the snake itself permeate the ice? Yeah. Until we know better, there's no point in just foregoing all hope. You can prepare for the worst outcome, but it doesn't mean you have to succumb to believing it to be the truth. There's some ideals there, Amelia. There have been so many towns and villages and people that have shunned her and feared her. One more collection of people isn't going to add much to that list. Impressive. Yes! Could it have ended at any time due to her, well, whenever Echidna wanted? Which means she could have actually kept it going indefinitely. She's come a long way, this girl. Are the trials also planned out by Echidna, or is this someone else? She's having a relatively natural conversation with Echidna, much like Subaru. How many people can say that they've had a talk like that? I don't think she's going to be invited to any tea parties anytime soon, though. But still. Hmm. Unlocking the truth of her past isn't exactly just going to be able to get over it so easily. Well, you can't exactly just ask her how she feels. One way of looking at it. Hmm. And of course, yes, Garfield is not just gonna sit back and do nothing now. You just make things worse, Garfield. So harsh with her words. Poor Otto didn't even get to finish his sentence. Has anyone else been just cut off by a change in scene like that? Hmm. Well, she is. If they're going to go see. Wow, I've forgotten his name. Roswell, having, yeah, Ram there is going to make things slightly more difficult. And we don't want a repeat of what we saw last time. I must say, it's seeing him in full get-up is actually more reassuring. Huh, so he's like a battle harlequin. Yeah, Roswell was planned out a game of chess, but Subaru is playing tennis. He's Otto. Has he had that little of a presence? Sort of. If it's out of what Roswell has been able to see and read in his book, then yeah. Fate is changeable. The future isn't set in stone. It both feels weird and natural to have this kind of conversation with Roswell after everything we've now come to know about him. He's right about that, though. Otto has picked up Subaru when he's needed it. Otto is the main heroine! That's a very serious expression there. The game is up. how many of us could see the scenes portrayed and literally shown right in front of us of our own family members and history being deleted, and yet still have so much composure and able to formulate sentences as well as Amelia did. She waited until she was out of the trial before breaking down. Not sure I could manage that. But knowing that Pandora, the Witch of Vanity, is still just kind of lingering around and ready to come back into frame whenever deemed necessary. Is there anything the group can do to actually put a dent into her? But seeing the breakdown of our favouriteest boy ever, Juice, that was kind of tough to watch. It's good to know that he wasn't always such a odd job, but still, seeing him fall from grace so quickly, that was kind of heartbreaking. But this episode had some good set pieces, some good music, some interesting ice-themed visuals. If we learned nothing else, it's to, not really annoy Amelia too much. If you can manage that as a child, all I hope is that if the villagers are able to be saved, they at least somewhat accept her apology. I'm not sure we're going to be shown it so soon, but there's a few episodes left. We might get something good. Let's see if the sanctuary will be saved. Those rabbits better not make a return. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, you know what to do. I could flash up the visual of showing you how many people are not subscribed to the channel, but I'm not. If you like it, subscribe. If you want to see more, leave a like and a comment. Other than that, as long as you had fun here, that's what matters. If you can hold your composure a little longer, I'll see you in the next one. I believe my patrons are both the fearless men and women laying down their lives to protect me and my channel, but also the seemingly immortal transgressors trying to break the seal to it. All I know is that I need to thank Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Denman 1997, Shiran, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Dark Shadow 7899, Mats, and everyone else. Just be aware that I don't respond well to torture.